to bring up another fucking legendary video that you made, basically unmasking Satoshi Nakamoto, the creator of Bitcoin, Adam Back. I remember that being a pretty fucking groundbreaking video that was underappreciated, in my head at least.
That one gets me street cred, but it didn't get a lot of views.
Yeah, and is there any part of you that's thankful for that? Like, how worried were you for your actual safety after you made that? I don't know, you don't have to get too meta, but...
Yeah, I was a little, that one kind of, not to say like safety, like at the end of the day, if anything happens to me, I'm here on YouTube,
Yeah.
People, it would be very obvious who did it.
Right.
But at the other side of that, I think that, I gave him an out. I'm like, well, he has plausible deniability. But at the end of the day, to this date, even though I don't know if I'm still banned off the Bitcoin, like you can't even mention my name on r/Bitcoin.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that's
I wonder
true.
why.
And I pissed off both sides, actually, because on one hand, Bitcoin Cash, like the large block people, they liked that I pointed out the censorship, but they didn't like that I named Adam Back. And
yes,
it's the vice versa. They liked that I named Adam Back.
Yeah.
But they didn't like that I pointed out their censorship. So that one landed me in the middle of the crypto politics stuff. And I wasn't privy to this. I hadn't dealt with like cronies before, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
That term took on a new meaning when you're on Twitter and like they're intentionally saying I'm a SoundCloud rapper and stuff.
Yes.
Like that.
Yeah. They were basically trying to like hit you where it hurts or like trying to weirdly like dig into you. Yeah, I get you. It got you some haters, bro.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, it's so funny. Whenever you'll talk to them one-on-one, they'll acknowledge, hey, that was a pretty good video, but don't tell anyone I said that.
Yeah. Dude, I mean, it's just facts, though. It's undeniable. Like, just again, for context, real quick, like, the mystery of who created Bitcoin, obviously it's like a very exciting, like curiosity that people have had because it's a mysterious guy by the name Satoshi Nakamoto. There's all these posts, these forum posts, and obviously the white paper and all this shit. And so right from the inception of Bitcoin, the creator of it was trying to remain anonymous. And, there's a lot of lore behind it because there's a guy named Satoshi Nakamoto who has just gotten fucking brutally harassed because of this, basically. But yes, it was basically the relative conclusion was that it's more than likely this guy, Adam Back. And I was going to ask if you have any lore on Roger Ver, because you mentioned Bitcoin Cash, which this is a whole rabbit hole that not many people are aware of. There's like fork truthers or whatever the hell, where basically Bitcoin forked into Bitcoin Cash. And there's a lot of people. I know the former CEO of Mega.nz, so in New Zealand, I guess.
Okay.
Anyway,
I'm not familiar with
go on.
With Mega, but I'm familiar with Roger Ver's camp because of everyone said I was making Roger Ver propaganda from that video. Yeah, and I think Roger didn't agree with me what my final conclusion, but he can't really, from my understanding from the political side of things, is that so both of those camps of people are they're focused on the mind share. And that's something that came up to me multiple times when you are approached by a few of these individuals in that they're trying to win people over politically for their investment sake because of, and they are thinking from a propaganda standpoint when it comes to a lot of this Bitcoin stuff, because it is really based on, well, if institutions adopt it, now that's kind of like this belief has been validated. Yeah. The really interesting thing, though, is that Bitcoin has become institutionalized to the point that effectively, I believe the MIT program where a lot of these coders came out of, if I recall, I could be wrong, but that had investment from institutions. And it's like, and the other thing, too, is like everybody talks about Bitcoin as like this open source project, but no one's like, okay, well, who's actually coding it? Who's working on it? Who's the guy who's up? Right. And you can see all the commits to code. And that guy, like with Adam, I think that maybe that was kind of a relief for him. Obviously, at the end of the day, there's a small chance I was wrong. But there's nothing that leads me to believe that. The main piece of evidence that in that video is that his story doesn't line up. And he has knowledge of absurdly obscure glitches that were never included in the changelogs. And he shows up the day that they find out how much money he has and stuff like that. So
yeah, and the syntax or whatever, he like his way of typing or whatever just syncs with Satoshi Nakamoto's, and it is very distinct as well. Yeah,
the writing style, but obviously other thing too, he's known for leaving the stuff in code. He has a PhD in distributed computing systems. Like
pretty niche.
It's like as if all the other points didn't line up. And then on top of that, it's like, even remember when like John McAfee's like, I'm going to release the identity of.
I do. Yeah.
Can you guess who's the first guy under him saying don't do it?
Wait, was it Adam? Was it Adam Back? Yeah. No way. Yeah. No way, dude. Yeah, because when John McAfee had said that, I believe I was literally thinking like it has. Well, I watched BarelySociable's video. It must be Adam Back, right? Yeah, man, I was actually in the trenches back then, man. Like, I got fucking scammed by McAfee when I was like 19 or some shit. Like, McAfee was a crackhead, but he, yeah, sorry, go on.
He's an anti-hero.
Yeah, he's an anti-hero. Yeah, he's alive, bro. No, I'm just kidding.
No, he's not.
No, I know. Yeah, I'm saying that because his account tweeted that he was alive recently, but it's a joke.
Yeah, isn't it crazy to see how like he went to jail for the Twitter pump and dumps?
Yeah,
right? Like, yeah. And like that used to be like a big offense back in the day.
Yeah, I know, dude. The president now, dude.
Yeah, now it's just normal.
Yeah.
So it's just like some people have to walk before others could run. Jesus, man.
Yeah, I feel like it's also about, so there's like, it's like, are you in the in group or are you in the out group? And if you're in the out group, you have to keep your GTA stars low. You know what I mean? Like you can't get your GTA stars too high. You can't piss off too many people in positions of power if you're in the out group, right? But if you're in the in group and you're doing it, you can fucking have all the GTA stars you want. What are they going to do? Like, you have the monopoly on violence. You have control over the government. What the fuck? You know, who's going to stop you? Yeah,
it's so corrupt, unfortunately. But yeah, that's really interesting too, because I believe Roger Ver. You know, it's funny you should mention him. I believe he's actually being targeted by the government. I didn't realize that guy. He's like one of the earliest investors in Bitcoin.
Yeah,
I think he's worth. I think like the estimates. I don't know how much he's actually worth, but that guy's worth a ton of money, and the government's going after him right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, I've heard whispers of all these other things going on. I don't know what. I don't have my my ear to the rumors like I used to, like I was in the know. Yeah. Because I've been away.
That's probably healthy, realistic, because you can't cover fucking everything, dude. It's so much going on. And no, go on.
Never a dull moment, for
yes.
sure.
That is the one thing everybody I feel like who's involved or even aware of crypto can understand that. It's like, it's so disgustingly dopaminergic. There's so much going on. There's so much adrenaline and excitement involved in it, and profit loss, sure, yeah, but it's also just like it's like literally the Wild West of finance. That's the way to look at it. The digital Wild West, obviously, but yeah.
The other weird thing that I've come across, though, is that from doing what I do, man, some of the individuals I get approached by, man, they like to brag. Like, they're criminals.
Yes.
They come to me to brag.
Yeah. No, yeah.
And it's like they want me to cover their exploits, if that makes sense.
Wait, what? Oh, sorry. I didn't think that's what they almost want you to tell their story because it's badass to them, or
I think there's a certain degree of notoriety that they kind of derive kind of a sense of infamy from. I have no idea what it is, but it's happened more than once. Yeah. I'm not going to, I've said no every single time. But yeah. It's definitely an interesting world of characters. I have to admit, some of the criminals are more likable than others, for sure, though. Like, I think I say that sarcastically, but you get it.
Well, I mean, John McAfee was nothing if not entertaining, bro. Like, he's actively like making videos, joking, I guess, about like doing fucking hookers. You know what I mean? And like, there's
he ran like a cartel in Belize or something.
Yes.
Like that, right?
Yeah, and there's the lore with his ex-wife, or his wife at the time. Yeah, he's exactly like, man, there's so much lore to that guy. It's crazy. Me and Mr. Sociable would then go on to talk more about his juicy next video. And he would talk about the most danger that he has ever personally felt through covering a story. If you'd like to see that full interview, it is currently available on my Patreon. And yeah, if you like the hoodie that I was wearing during this, it's only available at gokamerch.com. Until next time, give your mother a hug.